Mr. and Mrs. Mr. Podcast Show. I'm your host, Mr. aka Jeffrey Mr. And right beside me, returning from Ghana. But.
Hey.
Is my co-host, wife, baby mother.
Yes, I am Dana Mr. aka Mrs. Mr. And together we are the Misters.
Welcome back.
I am back. Thank you. Shout out to my husband for holding it down, Mr. We greatly appreciate you. Shout out to the guys that represented for last week.
Listen, you missed the episode last time about what men really think.
Yeah, and ladies, don't worry, we have an episode for what women really think coming up soon.
Yeah, it's going to be hard to top that. And then Valentino Blackwell, floor trade leaders.
Yes.
Hey, we got in there. If you missed the episode, episode 9, go back and watch it, listen to it. If you are struggling about what men really think, if you want to hear.
Yes, and then the week before, look, you don't talk for 2 weeks, so let me talk.
Okay.
The week before, shout out to the Webbers, Lauren and Daniel, for coming through as well. You want to touch base on what you guys discussed that week?
Yes, we did. We got into a lot of good things, and it was good to have our first guest on the show.
Yes.
As well, so it was good to have them in there. So we talked about a lot of things. We talked about a lot of, like, they were 17 months in, so trying to compare how it was beforehand, like what some issues and stuff you had. So a lot of good stuff. So you missed the episode 2, episode 8, I think. So go back and check that out as well.
Yes, but I'm back. Mrs. Mister is back. I had an amazing experience before we.
I see you got your wear.
I got my wear on.
So listen to the podcast. She's wearing. All right, would you like to describe the color?
I am wearing maroon and gold and navy, my African colors from Ghana. Yes.
Okay.
And so I got a little glow about myself. So yes. But before we kick off, we always have to start off with the theme song. Let's do it.
Oh, I thought you forgot.
No.
Okay. We're gonna see, because everybody comes on the show, you have to sing the theme song too. A couple people are coming on the show, got a couple guests coming up. All right, so let's get back to our theme song. 1, 2, 3, go ahead. Hey.
Laugh, learn, love. Laugh, learn, love.
Hey.
Laugh, learn, love.
It's the Mr. and Mrs. Mr. Podcast Show.
Laugh, learn, love. Laugh, learn, love. Laugh, learn, love.
It's the Mr. and Mrs. Mr. Podcast Show. Oh, yeah.
Let's start the show.
It sounds good to be back on that. Butchered that up. We were horrible.
Because you need a woman's touch.
Well, we had Lauren and Daniel Weber last time. That was their first time singing the song live on us, so they were kind of a little bit. They did all right. Y'all can check out this.
Yes.
So, all right, every episode. No, yes. I'm sorry. I've been used to doing.
Yes. Even back it up.
Used to hold it down.
So every episode, we like to laugh, we like to learn, and we like to love. Hey, now. So today, the laughing question is: if you could clone your spouse, what is one thing you would have cloned the spouse for you to do? Let me say that again.
Yeah.
If you could clone your spouse, what is one thing you will have the clone do for you?
So if I could clone you.
If you could clone me.
What would I have the clone Mrs. Mister do for me?
Yes.
Okay. I think you should go ahead and go first.
No, I need you to go first.
Okay, should we go first? If I could have 2, I think, oh, this just came to me. Oh, so if I could have 2 Mrs. Misters, I think that would, and that'd be close. It is an interesting question.
Y'all came up with this question because it's something that I'm like, I am good enough.
I know, you are good enough. I'm just saying, if you could clone your spouse, what would you have? And I'm thinking, this question came up because, we've been gone for 13 days.
Yes.
That's half a month, you know what I'm saying? So, but we're glad to have you back. So, to get to it though, if I could clone my spouse, what would I have that clone do for me? So another Mr. I think I would have the first godly 3-way between my wife, because it'd be my wife and my wife.
What? That's some foolishness.
And then you got 3. No, I'm saying
that's some foolishness.
With your wife, it'd be both of you. That way you can have, you'll have some time. You don't think that's a man answer to be like, oh, I can have 2 of my wives in there, the same person. So you're not with nobody else. I'm with
you. So now we talking about polygamy?
It's not blinking. It's with you. It's one. It's with you.
All right.
Hold on. Can I
go ahead. You better explain yourself, sir.
It's with you. What is that? That means there's a double portion of you. I thought you'd be glad that I would say something like that.
Okay.
It's not talking about nobody else. It's talking about you. It's two versions of you.
Okay.
So it's 2 scoops. Do you get 2 scoops of ice cream when you go get ice cream?
No, I only get 1 because 1 is good enough. Hey!
You lying. Oh,
I do get 1 scoop of ice cream.
You are lying.
I do get 1
All the bitches lying. If they teach y'all about not lying after you together,
I only get 1 scoop.
You see my gun in your shirt? Anyway. Gun in your shirt? So yeah, what you don't like that else?
It's your answer. It's your truth. Honesty brings healing. So it's your truth.
Shout out to bring healing. Shout out to bring healing.
Alrighty. So if I could clone my spouse, actually,
you can clone me.
If I could clone you, what is you would have to? Jeff is very jealous.
No, that's not. That's not.
He probably take your spot.
No.
He probably take your spot because I'm just that good. He'll probably take your spot.
They still. Oh my goodness! Who is this person? Let me make sure. Let's check your DNA and see if you're not cloned. You still have to ask the question, man. The question
I'm trying to figure out. I don't know.
To?
This is an awkward question. If I had to clone my spouse,
what would they do for you? Like what would they do?
I would probably. Oh, you know what? I probably have that person to be because I'm always, life is great, so it's always busy around here. So I probably have him to help with house chores and.
Go ahead, keep talking. I want to be
house chores and because right now let me tell y'all something. I cleaned the house. I made sure the kids' clothes was laid out. My thing is, I made sure that they had food on the table for the entire 13 years I was gone. I made sure the house was clean, all of that stuff. I get back. The house is not in the same shape that I left it. Hold on, back it up. And then my thing is, Jeff is leaving today. Today is Sunday. We're recording this on Sunday. He's leaving today, going to Tampa for a few days for work. But
my family.
And the thing about it is, it wasn't exchange, he's just about to just hop on a plane and go. So ladies, you see the difference here? We have this certain standard. We have set a certain expectation that we have to do all these things. These kids. So my thing is, so we'll get into that more. But I do believe I will have my hidden Jeffrey, the clone of Jeffrey, to
clone Mr.
Yes, to help with the house chores and with cooking and all of that stuff. So yeah.
So let me just respond to that real quick and just saying that what she just said, America and international, is she wants a slave.
That's not what I'm saying. No,
you want a domestic slave.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
You would have the clone be a slave. All right.
Anyway, moving right along.
Harriet Timmons.
So we're going to get to the learning
part. Whose side you're on. So in the comments, if you're on social media, YouTube, whatever, wherever you listen to this podcast at, please shoot us a message or whatever, or on the comments. You see the question is whose side you're on. Would you rather have your clone spouse be somebody that could join you guys in what you're already doing? So that way, if you're tired, you could give up to yourself. You be like, you know what? You remember the time? Women, y'all be talking, I got a headache today. Oh, just tag your partner, just tag your other stuff in. That way, it's nobody else. And then, also what Miss Business said is basically having your spouse be a slave. The clone.
That's what I said.
So
put words in my mouth.
I'm just saying, you said you wanted to cook, please.
Empty way.
Ooh, boy.
Ooh, yes.
That's good stuff, though.
Yes. Thank you. It's good to be back. It's good to be back in America. But we're gonna discuss my Ghana trip. I was gone for 13 days, and today we're discussing how to connect when your spouse is away for a long periods of time.
Because
whether they're military or whether they're on a mission field, whether they're working,
locked up.
Prison, prison.
We had the question last. I don't know. You should have the podcast.
Yes. But one of the things that because Jeff and I Jeff travels more for work than I do. I just have certain opportunities. Where my opportunities come up, it's usually for longer periods of time. And so this time I took a mission trip to the beautiful country of Accra, Ghana. Shout out to all the Canadians there. Oh my goodness, they were amazing.
You're not Ghanaians?
Okay. Don't correct me, sir. And so, but I mean, it was just beautiful. Shout out to our host Benjamin, who was amazing, and TT, who made sure we were safe everywhere we went. To the entire Brown Baptist Missions team, like, you guys rock. Like, it was just such an amazing experience. Like, the people were beautiful, the culture, the love for music, the love for each other, the love for family, and it put so many things in perspective. Like, in America, we have so much, and sometimes we still gripe about the things that we have, whereas there is like what they have, they appreciate it, they value, they take it, and they creative with it. Like, it's just such an amazing, rewarding experience. And I see why now. I told somebody, I said, I see why now people are able to pack up their stuff and go on a mission field.
Okay.
So, because the thing about it, it's such an amazing experience. It was truly was. Okay.
So you kind of went through like what happened. Mm-hmm. What do you feel like were your expectations? Were they different than what you expected?
Actually, one of the things that we discuss is manage your expectations, and that's one of the things I think for anybody, manage your expectations, and whether it's a relationship, whether it comes down to trips, whatever it is, just managing your expectations. So when we say manage your expectations, that means, sometimes we may need to just set our bar a little bit low, and then that way when it's exceeded, you're like, man, this is such an amazing experience. So now I would say that it exceeded my expectations only because I really try, now when I go into situations, especially unfamiliar situations, I try not to set myself up. Because a lot of times when we set our expectations so high, we set ourselves up for failure. So for me, I went in just like, okay, I know I'm going on the mission field. Like, I know, because we have, I have certain standards, especially when it comes to where I lay my head down at night. So one night I came out there, and I'm just being told, if I could be totally honest here, one night it was so funny. My roommate, and she was like, "It's a lizard in our room." I don't do insects. And
lizard? You talking about an animal, like a lizard?
It was a lizard.
Oh, that's an animal.
Animal, insect, whatever you want to call it.
Wildlife.
I don't do well with that. But overall, that exceeded because the love that God, because when I went in, one of the things we asked was put your expectations down. And one of the things was I put that I want to be a reflection of Christ's love to whomever I meet. Mm-hmm. And then I want that love to be reciprocated. And think about it, because I learned just as much from them as they would have learned from me.
That's good. That's good stuff.
And we were, oh my goodness, we traveled from Accra to Tema, from Tema to Sokoke to
so we got to Google
Kumasi, all of these places. When I say they are far. So you think you're going to Accra is just the capital, but we were on a traveling mission trip, so you going like 5-6 hours and all of that stuff. So in a bus, I have long legs and my knees are hurting, but that is nothing in comparison to the experience.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
That's what's up. Yeah. So we always hear from women in America or wherever they are that they have a particular thing for food. When we buy food, when men buy food,
the food.
Many times you guys ask for things, and so many times when we went out, we just went out when she came back, tried to set up a little date type thing, and so went to a little Mexican restaurant. She got a fajita with plenty of good vegetables on there. She had tasted one bite and was like, no, I think I want this, and so. Did you experience? I know women traditionally.
Well, let me tell you this. So we're vegetarian, and so vegan. And so one of the things was
almost 2 years.
Yes. One of the things was now the food was like, because it was a lot of rice, it was a lot of plantains, it was a lot of what else did I have? Because I didn't want to eat the salads and stuff, for water and all of those good things.
So you gotta have that good stomach. Growing up.
So and honestly, my stomach hasn't been right since I've been back. But and so that's probably one of the reasons why I didn't want to eat the vegetables. But the food is cooked differently there. I did probably lose a few pounds. But you basically you ate to live. You ate to live. Because if you knew, like, you pretty much ate to live. They cooked the best French fries. Somebody, grandma was in the back cutting up that potato like my grandmother used to do, my mama used to do, cutting up that potato and cooking the French fries. Is it better than Chick-fil-A waffle fries? It is better than Chick-fil-A waffle fries.
Blasphemy.
Yes, it is better than Chick-fil-A waffle fries. They actually cut up the potato and cooked the French fries. Because I was wondering, I was like, why is it taking so long for French fries? Like, we went to a restaurant, it was like an hour, but come to find out, they have to cut the potatoes up and cook them. But, so the food, of course, you know, time we got back to the Atlanta airport, we went to get a vegan burger, and it did not settle well with me. But
so used to it, so you gotta get.
So I had got used to it. Yeah, I had to slowly go back. But you know, but it was. But I mean, you know, the first few days it was amazing eating the food. But of course, you know, you continue to repeat the same food, especially for vegan and vegetarians. You're limited. But now for the people who ate meat, it was fish. They had. I mean, and
the possum sandwich. You ain't never had a good possum sandwich before.
They said it was amazing. The fish and stuff like that was amazing. So, so yes, I told her when I come back. I told TT when I come back that I want some red beans and rice. I can eat red beans and rice all the time. So yeah, but
she had the same rice. Okay.
Yes, but
so being away from us for 13 days. It's the last time you've been away from us. What was that like coming up? Because you just said that the house. I'm looking up through this stuff. Most of the things is things that were brought back, like Gunnian peels or whatever. And I see your clothes up there. And it was no I want to say this. Let me say this right. It was not a dish in here. Clothes were washed, folded, towels put back in the thing, garbage emptied, everything was there. So I'm not sure what she's speaking about, but
that's the clothes still over there.
That's you watch that.
Okay. But I mean, I would say that was probably the most challenging is being away from my family. You know, it's being away from Malia, Jace, and Jeff.
I was the last one.
Okay, or Jeff, Malia, and Jace. It's the same thing, y'all. You know, but I would say that was probably the most challenging part because, especially before I left, I got really well. Before I left, it was so many things like. Yo, when I say the devil was so busy with so many things that was going on, stuff. The devil is busy. You know, it was just so many things, and so I questioned many times, like God, like, is this something that I should do? You know, should I really go? I think you even mentioned. I think Jeffrey, he probably don't realize, but he kind of hurt my feelings because he was like, because he was like, man, you gonna be gone for 13 days. You know, that's a long time. You know, and for me, I just felt like there were so many things that's trying to hold me back because I really felt like this was a calling on my life that God wanted me to go further in the ministry. And so even one of the things I think you had asked, you was like, man, that's a long time to go, and you know, But I'm just like, you know, you go for a week at a time, and I'm once a month, and I don't say anything. I hold it down here at the house, and I'm just like, I don't go away often like that. So that really hurt. So it was just a lot of things, and like I became.
Hurt your feelings?
Mm-hmm. You did.
Apologize.
Yeah.
I apologize.
Thank you, baby. I'm sure it's easy for you to apologize now that I'm back.
Whoa, that's
just like,
whoa.
Honesty brings healing.
Sarcasm. That's not the sarcasm that brings healing.
But that's one of the things that I felt like it was just so many things for me to get to that point. And then, you know, it's just as the wife and as a mother, like I feel like we put more pressure on ourselves because, like I stated, I was trying to make sure the house was clean. I was trying to make sure all the kids' clothes was done. Trying to make sure everything was in order. They have snacks and that I just put, and I know it was probably me just putting a lot more pressure on myself, making sure that the food, like for 13 days. Shout out to Tamika, you know, for helping me out with that. You know, so it was just, you know, so it was like so many things that I felt like I put pressure on myself and trying to prepare to go out of town because, again, I feel like it was my role and my responsibility as a mother and a wife to make sure my household was taken care of, even though I was not here.
Thank you for that.
And so it was like, so that was challenging. So like I said, I became very emotional. Even going to the airport, I became emotional because Jeffrey couldn't take me to the airport. So I had to drive myself. So I felt alone because I was like, you know.
I want to go early. I had to go to work. I was like, I can drop you off early too.
But I was like, you should have called your people and told them, hey, my wife is going out of town for 13 days. And so I need to be there to ship her off. And so, shipper, yeah. So, airplaner, I don't care. You know, but, I mean, so those were the type of things that I was struggling with. And I became really emotional. And then, like, But God is so faithful, and technology is there. I think I even mentioned this to you. I was like, man, I couldn't imagine when missionaries or people, military people, when they go off, like without the technology that we have now. Because now we have FaceTime, we have cell phones, and that sort of thing.
You is out. You just you gonna come back like, hey, what's happening?
So I think we were able to connect even through FaceTime. Now there was a 6-hour time difference, so we were we were 6 hours ahead. So my thing is pretty much when it was like morning here, it was already afternoon there. So we were winding down the day, and then by the time they got off work and school and stuff like that, I'm pretty much in the bed. So we had to find time to really try to do FaceTime and all of that stuff because I truly miss them. I miss Jace funny, sarcastic ways. Yes, Jason's our son. Malia, I miss Malia, her compassion and her affection and her loving on me. And that girl loves the world that I live in. So yeah.
Okay.
And
keep going.
Yeah. And then I miss Jeff and like all his quirky ways and all of that stuff. So,
What Siri, what does quirky mean?
No, but I miss those things. I miss my home. I miss, things that we take for granted, like just waking up and brushing your teeth, not having to use bottled water. You have to consciously think about, okay, use bottled water, and making sure when you're in the shower, close your mouth. Like those type things.
You be having your mouth open? Let me see how you shower. Don't let me find you in the shower like,
but
are you really stop? You got your mouth open this house?
But I just be talking. I be singing, and when I'm in the shower, I'm talking, I'm singing, I'm meditating, I'm talking to God, all that
Who
stuff.
Run the world? Who run the world? Who run the world?
So it's those things.
I'm gonna watch you in the shower. That's the reason why you can trip my shower together, because you don't want me to judge you drinking shower water in the shower.
I don't drink shower water. But anyway.
Please let me know if anybody else is drinking shower water. I'm concerned now. If this is a concern, this is no.
So I appreciate those things. So I made it back safely, and I'm just. But there's some things there's certain things that we learned, that I feel like we both learned from this trip. Don't you think so?
I'm trying to hear what they are.
I think.
What did you get? What did you get? I may be able to say, oh yeah, I did learn.
Yeah, I think we learned that we could connect. Even like there are sacrifices when you're away. There are sacrifices when you're away. So my thing is, so I knew I needed to stay up a little bit later. Because it was like when they got home, like it's 6 o'clock here, it's midnight there.
Yeah, exactly.
So the thing is, I had to stay up, especially So I had to stay up a little bit later, especially knowing that we had to get up early the next morning.
Y'all got a 5-hour bus ride. Y'all can take that back.
No. So we had to, So I had to stay up later at 12:30, 1 o'clock to make sure I'm able to connect with them, talk to them, and all of that stuff. Because I knew I had to get up early the next morning because we had to be on the bus, we had to do devotion, all of that stuff.
And start getting ready.
And so being on this, and being able to get up, and so that's the reason why when I came back, y'all, I was exhausted. Like
that's the part. So before this video comes out, there's a video on the Mr. and Mrs. Mr. Facebook page, Instagram page, Twitter, and all that good stuff about what happened when I walked. So. She hadn't seen the video yet, so she
haven't seen the video.
So it's good she hasn't. So, but go back and watch this now. So if you listen to the podcast, go watch this now. So I'm walking through the door. I'm coming from the gym. I had to work today. Went straight to the gym. And I came back, and I was like, okay, she's back. And so let me see. So
he's ready to get out.
So you can imagine. So I'm coming to the video though. So it's not, what I'm saying. Well, you have to watch the video with that piece. But I'm walking in. I'm like, okay. And so I show you what our first reaction is. Seeing each other, or me seeing her as a little portion.
Let me tell y'all, because the thing about it is, y'all, it was like we literally traveled for like 22 hours to come back to Memphis. So 22 hours because we had to go from Accra to New York, from New York to Atlanta, from Atlanta to Memphis, and total time was about 22 hours. Keep in mind, you already emotional as it is coming from Ghana because, man, you have developed this bond with this with
so
people.
You love the Gunnians more than you love us.
No, that's not.
That's your new family. Is that
but that you
kids. Let's have a family meeting right now to see. Let's see who's gonna vote on the.
But you develop a bond with, especially like the girls and stuff. Like you develop a bond with kids and the people, and like it's like you leaving a part of your family. I mean, you know you're coming back, you coming home, and I'm about to get emotional as it is, right? But you're leaving.
You don't never cry for us when you.
I said I cried on the way there.
You're like. You crying for the Gunnians? We love you Gunnians.
Anyway, but you develop this bond because there's one thing, like we've traveled, like we traveled and all of that stuff extensively, and so you go, but you've been on more so the tourism side, and so so if I would have just went to Accra, I don't think I would have got the experience that I got with going into the villages and meeting people and growing with them and witnessing together with each other, and like the Brown Baptist Tima and Sakutami, like we became family. So so you already emotional. So you're on like the entire week, 13 days, you're on this emotional roller coaster. You're on an emotional roller coaster because, you're meeting new people and then the thing about it is you only get to spend so much time with them. And so you develop this bond and then you have to leave. Then, you're missing back home. So you're in this emotional roller coaster.
Which bond is stronger? Which bond you feel like was stronger?
Come on now, you don't have to.
It sounds like the Gunnians. It sounds like you got your vote for the Gunnians. Children.
Anyway, so and then so I come back. We've been traveling for 22 hours.
She set this up.
And wrong. So what happened was, so I knew it was coming back, and in my mind, y'all, I really was like, okay, I'm gonna go in. I'm gonna spend time with the kids. I picked the kids up from school. I was like, let's go, because it was like, keep in mind, I've been in 80, 90 degree weather. I get back here, it's like 20 degrees.
You dancing around.
Yeah. So it's like 20 degrees here, so it's cold.
It was.
So it was extreme. It was disrespectful to me because I don't like cold weather. So I get here, got the kids. So at this point, I was like, okay, let me go get the kids. Keep in mind, by the time we get set, it's 6:30. So my body is still on Ghana time. So I'm like, it's 12:30, 1 o'clock. It's time for me to go to bed. So I was like, come on, kids. So we ate dinner, and then the kids got in the bed with me. And so Jeffrey wasn't here because he went to the gym. And so
teaches gym class.
Yeah, so he teaches the gym class.
Uh-huh.
And so we go on, and so I was like, I was talking to the kids and before you know it, I'm knocked out. I'm asleep because keep in mind my body is on.
You tried to get the team on your team. You went through together. That is valid.
So all of this is valid. It's valid. I really, in my mind, I really was trying to make sure I stay up and spend time with you. Am I honest? I really was trying.
You should let her know, like, if I'm asleep, then I tried to make it to this point. She was that not just sleep though. It's what happened. It was what I'm saying. That's another article I'm gonna talk about too. Not today. This is an article about kids and moms and kids and dads, right? So 13 days with the kids one night, like Joe Jackson style. You know what I'm saying? We got it separated. They've not been. they've been this thing straight up. So they like, hey, we been small, right? Rightfully so. But we had a military style with love. I'll tell you.
I bring the affection.
She brings the McDonald's and then the little movie stuff. So I'm coming back in. I come in like, you can check the video. Walk through like, all right, let me see. What's my expectation? I was like, what did we talk about expectations for when we meet?
Don't set expectations. Don't set expectations.
I mean, you have to.
You set yourself up for failure. People do not set expectations.
So my intention is to be like,
or lower your expectations.
So when you come in, she's gonna be like,
he thought I was gonna be a lingerie, but like, welcome home,
that's what
baby.
I thought she was like, you know what? Like, hey, like, you know what? How many other men could hold it down in that 13 times? So you know what? I put these kids to sleep for you way early. I got your favorite outfit, the outfit from early episode. Just still in the drawer, by the way. The Lord is moving. You said the Lord talking to you? But it's okay. We're not gonna stop right there. I'm gonna keep going. And so I'm thinking, this is what it is. So I'm like, you know what? Let me hurry up. Let me take all this stuff out so there will be no stuff, everything out. So I came in, it's like Happy Meal boxes on the side. It's cool. She got back. I'll take care of it. She got the trash, I got the stuff out. I walk into the room. There's a couple of stuff in there. Got it all tidied up, straightened up. I was like, you know what? Because it's good before then. No worries. I don't want to worry nag. I don't want to be a nag, so I'm come straight to it. I come in there. Kids is full out on little tablet.
Malia was asleep.
Malia was asleep. Was right beside you.
And Jason was watching the game.
He watched the thing. grizzly little things on the thing. I'm like, what? And I look over, I was like, okay, well maybe she's trying to play sleep. Maybe they're trying to get me. Y'all got me. No, full out pool of slobber. Blowing slobber bubbles in a pool of slobber in the club.
For those who have traveled internationally before, you know the toll that it takes on your body. It's not. I mean, because it's not as simple as I'm not hopping from here to Atlanta.
You know, like, for sure. Yeah. Well, I tell you, expectations like this, you come here.
You gotta lower your expectations, bro.
And I was like, okay, well, maybe this is my second thought. Then I said, because I was trying to think positive. I was like, okay, maybe she's asleep now, but maybe she's doing that so the kids will be asleep. I see what you're doing. And then she's gonna wake up at her normal time, which would be about midnight time. That's still cool. We can still get together. You know what I'm saying? Still trying to at least show the thirst. I'm always about mutual.
I was going back to work the next day too. Keep in mind, I went back to work the next day. Yeah.
So I'm always about the mutual thirst. I don't mind showing my thirst. I don't mind putting myself out there. I enjoy the mutual thirst of like, hey, I mean, you know what I'm saying? The verbal confirmation of the thing. Yes. So I'm thinking, okay, midnight come. I got the kid. I snatch about the bed, put them up, and try to get the thing down. And then, no, you know what happens? Still pull the slot. She slept for 72 hours. She slept for 72 hours in the midst of that. 72 hours. So
I didn't sleep for 72 hours because I had to get up the next morning to go to work.
Straight to the time to go to work. Yeah. But yeah, so get back to what we're talking about in terms of that. So if you heard her story, this is what happened. When women try to convince you of something, they go every stop to get you to see what's happening. Y'all see, not to knock it up, because that does make sense though. She did travel that long, so it's a good point. So
yes. So one of the things, the article we talked about. So for those who maybe have an upcoming travel, or I know we still have some things that's upcoming. Yep. That's going to be where we're going to be. So one of the things that we want to discuss is how can you stay connected while you apart? Because it really is like I say, I just got back on Tuesday. Life has been busy. Got back to work, trying to get back into the swing of things. He is now going back out today and won't be back. And then so it's like it's back up. It's about to be, especially.
So should we do virtual conjugal visits? What's Chris saying? So people who are, do you do virtual conjugal visits if you cannot be physically together? And so now
because that's what he wanted to do. He wanted to do a virtual conjugal visit. I was like, I have a roommate.
So you can't go in the bathroom, turn the shower? What is that?
No, I don't order.
You can't put a sock on the door?
I don't order. So, you see what I have to deal with.
I'm trying to
have to deal with.
Listen, I'm
so for those who, and let me go ahead and put this
virtual
out. Let me go ahead because honestly, bring here, like I understand there's been some people stating that some things that we stated on our podcast can be offensive, and that's okay. You don't have to listen.
She's better than me. They don't tell me because I can tell no.
My thing is, I just want to go ahead and put that little tad bit out there. It's okay. Look at the
people who you are responsible, anybody who in this sense, whoever fits that category.
This is Dana and Jeffrey, Mr. Podcast. This has nothing to do. It's not affiliated with anybody's place of employment or anything like that. This is just
but I'm saying anybody who has problem with transparency and honesty have not.
This show is not for you. Yeah, this show is not for you, and I'm cool with that, and we're cool with that. Yeah.
Hopefully, though, there's going to come a time you're going to have to be honest, in your relationship, whatever you need.
So getting to the article, it mentioned from your partner 8 tricks you can try to strengthen your relationship.
It's by Beth Dreher. Yeah, and it's on Reader's Digest. So check it out. Away from your partner. 8 tricks you can try to strengthen your relationship. Yeah. We're going to see if we did these things, right?
So sneak peeks at a photo. Tuck a photo of your partner into your wallet or use him or image. But now everybody has a cell phone. Now one thing that we did, I feel like we did really good at was we sent each other's pictures because I wanted him to feel like that he was included, although he was not physically there. So I would send him pictures of I would send him pictures of what took place, that day. It would be some cute pictures of me, take the selfie and all of that stuff. And then he would send me more pictures.
Nudes.
No, he didn't. He sent me pictures of him and the kids every morning. So I appreciated that. And then, so that's, I think, and I would go back and look at the pictures. So I think that was one way that we was able to stay connected.
Yeah, so you did do a good job of that. Number 2 is reminisce about your favorite dating memories. I don't know we did that.
No, we didn't do that one.
So yeah, being able to go back and see.
Yeah.
So dating memory. What? Real quick, like one sentence. What? Thinking of dating memories. What?
My favorite dating memory, seriously, hands down, it was before we got married, anything like that. Mm-hmm. Is when we stayed in Sterling apartment.
Shout out Sterling.
Shout out to Sterling and Oxford. And it was so funny. Jeff was, that's when Jeff was a hopeless romantic, child.
I'm still a hopeless romantic. You just.
But like one of the things that he did was he knew at the time that I love Popeye's chicken. And so he invited me over to his apartment. He said, I'm going to cook for you, right? And so,
wow.
He brought, so when I went in, he had candles lit. And then I went and he was like, I fried some chicken. And I was like, I ain't smell no grease. And he was like, I made some mac and cheese.
It was an air fryer. The first one. I made the first one.
So when I started this, I was like, oh, this is so sweet. And then so he put the plate on his head. I was like, like, keep in mind, I know Popeye's chicken, right? And I was like, this chicken looks familiar. He was like, no, I cooked it. I was like, okay, I'm gonna let you believe your lie, boy.
It's good. What did you get?
And so I started, I was thinking to myself, this is Popeye's chicken. But I thought that was just so sweet. I thought that was really, really sweet. So I think that's still one of my favorite memories that I have. Yeah. And that was years ago. Like I said, that was 15 years ago. Yeah. Yeah.
Gotta go buy some vegan fried KFC to the vegan fried chicken. Okay, number three.
Don't complain to your friends. Talking to your friend about an argument you're having with your partner may make you feel more angry. Vent to friends after the issue is somewhat resolved, so you discuss it with some clarity. And actually, I didn't even do that. Actually, it was hard for me to even. My main thing was really trying to connect with you guys and with my mom them, so I really didn't even have opportunity. But I don't think we didn't even have really a disagreement. We had one disagreement. I think we came to some type of terms in regards to that. But I don't think Did you vent too?
Yeah, I be telling folks like mine. No, I'm just like no. So like I'm a personal person, but I think of things that it's a benefit and a detriment. I think sometimes I think of the next step. So I feel like if I'm venting to something, like if I'm joking about something, that's a different thing. But if I'm honestly venting about something that we're going through, about something, I would rather talk to you about it to get a solution. Like I'm more of a solution-oriented person. But somebody who may be listening or watching right now, like in terms of like,
when you're apart from each other, don't complain to your friends. Especially don't complain if your friend is the opposite sex.
One's not gonna tell you.
Especially if your friend's opposite, do not complain to them at all. Don't complain to your friends, especially people who are now there are some
people could be waiting to work. Like some people are wolves in sheep clothing, wise. So where they feel like they're doing something in the midst, but they are looking for opportunity, especially if your spouse is military. Like many times I hear from people who are military spouse or whatever, and so many times there are infidelity issues because of you're opening up something that you need to solve a solution to that, or like a same gender person that could provide a honest response to it. Because we all need to vent sometimes, but it's like, not doing it.
Yeah. So make sure you just know who your friends are. Who's gonna be that person that's gonna be able to say, no, you need to check yourself. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So you don't want people that's gonna be in your amen corner. You want somebody that's gonna be very honest real honest friends.
Yep.
So.
Next one is
avoid competitive.
Yep, avoid competitive complaining. Where you come back like, man, these kids is so. These little snaggle-tooth jokers here. Oh my goodness. You like, this bus ride. This shower. I can't put good deodorant on. I left my deodorant at home. I smell like.
Or even on the flip side, right? And even on the flip side of that is if the spouse who's ever at home complaining about, oh my goodness, I have to do all this stuff for the kids and that sort of thing. And one of the things that I tried my best to do was I tried to send Jeffrey messages like, I just want to let you know I appreciate you. Thank you for so much for holding it down while I'm away. Yeah, because the thing about it is, because I know I've been at home with the kids by myself. So I try to put, you have to use empathy and just make sure you still appreciate your spouse when they are away. So my thing is, I put myself in Jeff's shoes. I know how I would feel if he was gone for 13 days away. I mean, that would be a lot. And so you just
start looking even further. Go ahead, dress down. Can I get a little sugar?
So we got to speed this up because I don't want to do an hour podcast.
Oh, no,
we have so much stuff to say.
No, that's what I'm just trying to get. So not complaining, but just in terms of competitive complaining, like I have it worse here than you have. Like, no, I have it worse here. So I'm not doing that. The next one is loop them into your day. I think we did a good job of that.
Yeah,
like,
send the pictures.
Yeah, send the pictures. Letting them know what is going on, so they feel like that. Sharing specifics gives your partner a feeling of being with you. Like sending it straight to them. Before social media sometimes with that. Like sending something special for them. Like, hey, I just want to go through this, or like just talking. Depending on you got outgoing spouse or like. Introverted type spouse, like in terms of being able to share, like this is us, like this is our vibe. Like if you were here, this is something we can laugh about, or things happen with it. Like, hey, like I left my underwear. You know what I'm saying? Like a story like that. Hopefully you didn't leave yours, but you know what I'm saying.
But I tried to share some things with you that I would, that I felt like that was funny. So I can't talk about it on the thing, but yeah, I shared some things.
I'll talk about it.
Savor your solo time. Now this is one thing that I wish I would have done. I did not do this. There really was not enough time to do solo time.
So how would you have done it anyway then? What could you do?
I think I wish I would have done, mainly doing my solo time, I slept because I was so tired. But that's one thing that I wish I would have done more while I was away. And so I'm making a mental note. I wish we would have done this. I'm making a mental note now for future that, and even that's something like when you go this week, is make sure you savor some solo time. Because, we're more, like I always discussed before, we're more than a spouse, we're more than a mother, we're more than a father, we're more than who we are. Like we need that one-on-one, meaning God and you, or just even just empty thinking, that sort of thing. So I wish I would have done that more, was this, doing more solo things, as far as like working out, that sort of thing, and just that time didn't permit it. So
okay. Yeah. The same thing for the person who is at home though too. So like if you are the wife of somebody who's traveling, or the husband of somebody who's traveling too, like taking time out, you may need to get a babysitter. Like if they're going for the extended period of time, they're going for 3 months, you may need to get a babysitter just for you to go out, just go see a movie yourself.
Because I didn't even offer. I asked Jeff, I was like, hey, do you want my mom them to come up? But you was like, I got it, you held it down.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Which I'm you know what I'm saying, I gotta try to.
He finds time.
Yeah, that's not an issue for me. I'm gonna find time. I'm gonna put the kids in there on something and do what I gotta do at this one time with no problem. That's not an issue for mine, but I know people who do have issues with that. Right. So yeah, that's not. I'm gonna get that time regardless.
Yeah.
If I gotta,
and that's a challenge for me.
So
that's one thing that I will work on for the next trip that I have. I'm gonna make sure I put in some solo time.
And the last one, I think.
Tell them tell them you miss them.
Next lesson, it's 7.
Mm-hmm. Number 7 is go ahead.
Yeah, tell them you miss them. So verbalize, especially for people who like words of affirmation. I love words of affirmation.
Yes, he does.
I love words of affirmation. So just keep that in there. So take that time. Like I love that little piece of those things. Which I think one thing back before we got married too was when I was in Atlanta for 2 weeks. Like you said, you wrote me a letter. I still got the letter. I was gonna read it online.
You still got the letter?
Still got it.
Really?
Still got it. Words of affirmation, but wink, dramatic pause. I still got it. You know I still got it?
No.
Still.
Oh, that's so sweet.
How's that make you feel?
That's so sweet.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
So, where's that? You got no children. That's what I'm saying. Before kids and stuff, you can do a lot of stuff. I think you got to be extra.
But those who don't have kids, enjoy this moment.
You're naked now, probably. Listen to the podcast naked. We used to listen to Mr. and Mrs. Podcast, man.
Enjoy those moments. Yeah. Like we've discussed this
kids
before.
Kids suckers.
No, they're beautiful. Like my thing is, what I'll say is, enjoy the moment that you're in. If you're single, enjoy that moment. Mm-hmm. If you are married without kids, if you're single,
naked now.
Yeah, if you're
why
single,
they got clothes on? Why they have clothes on if they got kids?
If you're single, enjoy your time, enjoy your season, whatever season you are in. Like for me, I feel like I told Jeff, I want us to enjoy the moment with us and the kids, because eventually I know they're gonna get older, and that makes me sad. So yeah, it really does. It makes me sad. It makes me really want to have like 2 more kids.
That's what we got coming up too. What do you do? Oh, Lord.
So yeah, I want to have 2 more kids.
I like to practice having kids. I'm not saying. I love the ones we have. They grown on me.
Anyway, anyway,
the last one.
Consider therapy. It doesn't mean your relationship in trouble. If you have 45 minutes to spare every week, consider sitting down with a professional. We have a responsibility to ourselves and our partners to be the best that we can be in our relationships. So my thing is, it's okay, people, to speak.
So to talk to getting off your chest. Many people hold it in. I've never really been one person holding in, and I'm a proponent for talking, getting counseling, getting somebody you can talk to with your spouse to talk to each other as well, but definitely getting things out. Don't hold anything in because it's gonna come out many times in a bad form like that. So like if there's an issue in regards like, hey, like I want you to like give me words of affirmation, or when you give me words of affirmation, what we just did when we got back. Yeah. So saying it in a positive way, which is something we could speak on too, but just like in terms of like framing it in a different way. So if I say, you need to give me words of affirmation, it naturally almost creates a
barrier.
Yeah, something like defensive.
Or it says, so instead of saying you need to give me words of affirmation, you say, I love it when you tell me the sweet messages.
Yes, it makes my right eye jump. Like to see that? You see how much more pleasant. So like, because we kind of talked about this on our little date thing. We got a chance to get a lot of things out, which was good. I'm glad you brought up some of the things. And so, but I think doing that helped for me. Like I say for myself, you tell me how you did it for you, but it helped frame like, okay, like cool, like okay, I remember the time I did that before. Maybe I haven't done it, and so it doesn't create. Because many times, if they tell you something that's like, you're like, well, let me tell you some times that it wasn't right. You kind of go back to that. So it's like, okay, let me get to the point.
Right.
But how did it feel for you? Like,
no, I think positive reinforcement is just amazing. I think it helps. It helps with your spouse. It helps with your children. Nobody wants to hear what they're doing wrong all the time. So you want to make sure you frame it in a way where it's receptive. So again, like I said, it versus me. I love it when you. So instead of me saying, "Man, Jeff, you never help me with the dishes," you would say, I love it when you help me around the house with the kids. It really helps to alleviate some of the anxiety and the stress that I have. So you see, that's the difference. So it's just positive reinforcement. And that's something that we have to learn and grow to do. Because I promise you, never always was a part of my vocabulary, okay?
And it would cut me, I would be like, I would have just done 8 different things in the thing. And she'd be like, you don't never mop. I'll be like, what about the 87 things? And so like, it puts me on edge to do that.
And so instead I would say, Jeffrey, I love it when you mop that one time. I'm just playing.
That's good. I agree. That's a good point.
But like you would say, I would love it. You know what? I feel so good being back from Africa. I feel like I am unapologetically myself. I feel like...
So you becoming me?
I mean...
You becoming...
I feel so like... I feel so like a connection. I felt my purpose. I feel my purpose. Yeah. And like...
That's sexy.
That's sexy too. Yeah, purpose is it. So my thing is, I felt...
Drop you off and go.
More often. So that's what we have for today, people.
So we got the laugh, learn, the love portion of this right here. Whether away or at the same time. So whether you're away or at the same time for your spouse, ask your spouse, what are 3 intentional things I can do to stay connected with you this week? Let me ask the question again. What are 3 intentional things I can do to stay connected to you this week? Now, you may not get all 3 done, because they may be a little outlandish what they have. Hopefully, if you're the person responding to that question.
I would say for me, I go ahead and give my one. While you're away again this week, I pray that we're able to continue to, send messages to each other, send pictures to each other, to make sure, so we both are involved with each other's lives, even when we're apart.
Okay. What about the virtual concert? Is that part of your thing? We didn't do the virtual concert. So.
Anyway.
You said you're unapologetic to that. I'm testing that. So, but doing that. So, talk to him. You got to right beside it. Pause the video, pause the podcast, and say, hey. And then, especially haven't listened to the podcast, fellas, if you listen to the podcast right now and she ain't listen to it, she going to be like, oh, I need some new, my thighs getting liquefied. So, but yes, but doing that though, like being intentional about that, and then go ahead and put that in your calendar. Yes. Go ahead and put it in your calendar, because if you go back to the regular thing, you can go back to the whatever you normally do. So kind of put it in your calendar. So, so yeah, that's the episode today. This is episode 10.
This is
episode 10.
Episode 10.
Yes.
Woo!
Yes. Yeah. So listen, everybody who said Danny was not fired. I know they said Mrs. Mister was not fired. She was on administrative leave for a little thing. She had a little sexual harassment she did with me. So when we brought her back, she did work everything. She worked everything. So you did this sexual harassment.
I did not. But thank you guys for your support. We are episode 10.
Appreciate it.
We appreciate you. Ooh. We love you.
Ooh. We want to keep families together and keep. This is what it's about, man. We talk about life and everything going on. If we can keep this tight, it takes care of other things. So in terms of everything else, you won't be perfect. We're not perfect. I promise you, we're not. We're trying to get to the thing.
We're not
just trying
perfect.
to be just progress. You know what I'm saying?
Jeffrey is not perfect.
And when I tell you, she's correct. See how I didn't take I took the high road. She's correct. That's correct. See how I took that. But yeah. So if you're not following us on Instagram, mr.mrs.mister. If you have any questions, topics that you want to hear us discuss, please shoot that to us. Also, on the Facebook page, the Mr. and Mrs. Mister Podcast on the Facebook page, on Twitter as well, and on YouTube. What's on YouTube as well, you get a chance to see us or listen on podcast. Thank y'all. Everybody who's rated, reviewed, shared, told another human being about the podcast. Yes. We love you, man. Woo. I love you, man. Because you didn't have to do it. We appreciate it. And so thank you. Hopefully we're continue to push this thing, and like we get a chance to get it better. And so get a chance to.
Yes. So look at your partner
and tell them. I like you,
I love you, and I want you.
So, hey, we love you. God loves you. It ain't nothing you can do about it. Man, live like it this week. Come on. Laugh, learn, love. Hey.
Laugh, learn, love.
Ooh, laugh, learn, love. Say it's the Mr. and Mrs. Mister Podcast Show.
Laugh, learn, love.
Hey.
Laugh,
I got my gunner shirt on. Hey.
Laugh, learn, love.
It's the Mr. and Mrs. Mister Podcast Show. Oh, yeah.
And that's our show.
Hey. Come on back next week. Podcast drop every Wednesday. Video drop every Thursday on YouTube. All podcast platforms. All podcast platforms.